We will create the following 3D model using Catia V5. As you can see right here, I have a model that has an angle that I'm going to call alpha, for example. And right here I have a hole with this shape that goes through this axis, okay? That's all I have right now. And for me to start creating this 3D model, I have to see the information within the views. Right here I have, or well, it's not my mistake, but right here I have, I can see a mistake, and it's regarding this view. As you can see, this view does not contain information for me to recreate this 3D model, or if I were going to manufacture it, for me to manufacture it. Why is that? Because I cannot see information about anything right here. This doesn't tell me anything. If I want to show, if I were the person who did this engineering draw, and I want to show how this 3D model could be seen, taking into account a particular point, then I would use the isometric view, because this is telling me a lot more than this. This doesn't tell me anything. By putting it, I'm making a mistake, okay? So at this point I have to say that this engineering draw was made by Luis Miguel Huérfano Garzón, and this is a first mistake that I can see right there. The other mistake is that I cannot see, well, this is not a mistake, this is not mandatory, but it is recommended. I cannot see information about the unit system that it's using. For example, this is 30, but I don't know if it is the engineering draw or the person who did it. It's talking about maybe millimeters, maybe meters, maybe, I don't know, inches, whatever. As I said, this is not mandatory. Why is that? Because there is a rule in which if I don't know, or if I do not put within the engineering draw the unit system, then I can assume, or the person who is going to manufacture this can assume that these are millimeters, okay? But there is always an information regarding that topic and others within a box, maybe in the corner or something like that. That depends on the normativity that the engineering draw is taking into account. For example, I have right here information about the material, the unit system, as said before, the person who did this engineering draw, the person who checked, the number of the plane, the name of the part, and a lot of different information right there, maybe some tolerances information, some notes. But this does not contain anything. This doesn't mean anything. And this is only the institution in which you are taking the engineering draw, okay? Okay, so I'm gonna start by selecting one of the views for me to start creating the sketch or the 3D model. And there is a way in which I can select this first view, and it is by selecting the one that contains the most information possible. As you can see right here, I have 1, 2, 3, and right here I have 1, 2, and 3 dimensions. So I can select either this one or this one. I'm going to select, for example, I don't care about it, for example, this one. I'm gonna start by clicking on Start, Mechanical Design, Part Design. This is going to be a part. So the part name will be Tutorial 11. Sorry, Tutorial 12, I think. Tutorial 12. Because this is the 12th tutorial within the channel. I'm gonna select that this is going to be my lateral view or my front view. My front view. I don't really care about that. So I'm gonna select the sketch option. I'm gonna select this one, which is my front view. I'm gonna create a shape that looks like the one that we have right there. I don't really care about the measures right now at this point. So that would be all. Then what I'm going to do is to check that I'm using millimeters, and this is checked by clicking on Tools, Option, Parameters and Measures, Units, and right here I have the millimeters, so everything is fine. Then I'm going to create the constraints for me to define the shape. So I've created these same 3 dimensions, and I'm going to click on this option called Edit Multi-Constraint. Right here I have this, which is equal to 60, and as you can see right here, it is showing me in orange the dimension that I'm currently changing, in cyan the dimension that I've changed, and in green the dimensions that I have not changed yet. Right, so this is equal to 40, and this is equal to 30. Okay, everything looks good. Now I'm getting out of the sketch, and I need the dimension for me to extrude this sketch. Okay, and this is found right here, 35. In this case, I have assumed that are millimeters. So the path definition option, I'm going to select the sketch, and I'm going to use 35 millimeters. Everything looks nice and correct, and then what I have to do is to do this hole right here with this shape. So I'm gonna select a parallel view that could be either this plane or this face. I want to make sure, and I'm going to select the face. Everything looks perpendicular to the view, so everything looks correct. And I'm going to call this point using this option, Project 3D Elements. As you can see, what it's doing is calling elements from the 3D model to the view that I'm currently doing. I've selected this option because I want that these project elements are for construction purposes. So, okay, and right here I have my point. Then I'm going to create the rectangle with this option. As you can see, this was made using construction purposes, that I'm going to select this option, and everything changed to shown lines. Then I'm going to change or define this rectangle. This is 20, enter, and this is 25, enter. As you can see right here, 20 and 25. Everything is defined, and I'm getting out of the sketch, and I'm going to create a hole. So pocket definition option, I'm going to say that I want up to the last. What this is doing is this is taking into account the last face that it found through the model, in this case this face, and that's all. That's all, guys. This is how you could create this 3D model using Catia V5.